Howdy folks, it's the Creepy Kentuckian here with you from DEADPIT Radio. Today we have a really cool one to talk about. A lot of people know that I'm a huge fan of Lucio Fulci movies. City of the Living Dead's one of my favorite horror movies. The Beyond, The New York Ripper, Don't Torture a Duckling, Murder Rock even, House by the Cemetery, right? But this is a Fulci film that I had not seen up until this release. Severin Films brought this one out in the US recently. It's coming out in the UK tomorrow on the 13th. The Devil's Honey. So imagine a Lucio Fulci horror movie, a gory movie from Fulci. You take away the gore and you put just a lot of gratuitous, sleazy, softcore, pornish type stuff. Well, that's what you get with The Devil's Honey. You can totally tell that this is a Lucio Fulci movie, but it just does not have the gore. It has tits, it has ass, it has all the things in between, right? So this was a movie, for those that aren't familiar, and I did a little bit of research on this. So this one came out in 1986. It was sandwiched in between Murder Rock and Enigma. Now I believe Fulci was ill on Murder Rock and actually took a year or so off before he made his triumphant return with Devil's Honey. I think he had a lot of, throughout the late 80s on into the mid 90s when he passed away, a lot of health issues and just really wasn't doing good. But man, this is a competent Fulci movie. It's not your typical Fulci movie, but it definitely has some of the sleaze, that like New York Ripper type sleaze, but not really any of that gory, gooey goodness that you learn to love by watching Zombie and City of the Living Dead and stuff like that. This is a different sort of sleaze, but it's one that I think people should check out. Now we're going to talk about the movie, and then we're going to talk about this 4K UHD release here. I actually have the one with the site exclusive squishy slipcover, right? And we'll talk about all that stuff as well. The Devil's Honey. 1986 is The Devil's Honey. It was Lucio Fulci's attempt at an erotic thriller. Almost akin to a softcore porno film. Plenty of gratuitous nudity and just bizarre sex acts throughout the movie, including one with a saxophone that people talk about all the time. So the movie follows two separate couples. The first couple you see is Johnny and Jessica. Johnny is a famous saxophone player. There's lots of jazz and saxophone music playing throughout this entire movie. And Johnny is kind of a sex addict as well. So Jessica is more of a meek, like fragile type flower of a character. And Johnny is just all about getting what he wants sexually and all that. A lot of times Jessica acts like she's not into it. She doesn't want to do it, right? The other couple in the movie is Dr. Wendell, played by Brett Halsey, and his wife, played by Corinne Clary. Dr. Wendell's kind of bored with his married life. His wife is a horny little devil. She's sexually frustrated. He is stressed out at the job, at the hospital. So these two worlds kind of come together after Johnny has an accident and needs emergency surgery. The doctor is so stressed out that he botches the surgery, which leads to Johnny passing away. And that leads to Jessica pretty much snapping. She's changing her MO. She kidnaps the doctor, blames him solely for Johnny's death. Blanca Marsalich, I'm probably botching that name, plays a great nut as Jessica, holds Wendell captive. There's a lot of really bizarre S&M shit. He eats dog food. He's chained up naked. He has like a dog collar on. Sleazy as all hell, right? And Blanca you see naked pretty much the entire movie, by the way. Jessica keeps saying, oh, she's going to kill him. This is the end of you, right? And they just go, like, they go to town on each other doing weird shit. And it leads up to an ending that's not really as surprising. Like, if you watch the movie, you kind of figure out this is what's going to happen with it. So that is The Devil's Honey from Lucio Fulci. Very first time I'd seen this movie. Now, I had fun with this. This was entertaining. But it's not your typical Fulci. So if you're thinking, oh, this is going to be like his horror stuff, it's really not. This is an erotic thriller from the mid-'80s. A very well made movie. It may have been one of the last big budget movies that he got to do, because after this point they were really, it seemed like a lot of them were very low budget. This one still looked really good, well made, music is great in it and everything. And we're going to talk about this 4K because Severin Films has this coming out in the United Kingdom. They're doing stuff in the UK for the very first time. This one's coming out tomorrow on 4K UHD Blu-ray combo. The extras are on the Blu-ray. We're going to talk about it. Picture quality on this is really good. However, this is not one of those movies that's just going to absolutely stun you in 4K. The grain levels are there. It really looks like you're watching it in 35mm at home. You're not going to have any better picture quality than this 4K release from Severin. As always, the menus and everything, just the attention to detail, all the extras and stuff, solid as hell from Severin. You get 2 discs here. The 4K, which includes just the theatrical trailer in 4K as well. And then the Blu-ray that is absolutely loaded up with special features. We're going to talk about that here in a second too. You also get a reversible cover art. So this is the one that was the same as the Blu-ray that they released a few years ago. And you flip it over and you get this one, which is kind of cool too. I kind of like that one. I think I like that one a little bit better. And if you want to go on the website exclusive, they have the limited slipcovers, which these review copies we got included. So we're going to talk about some of the special features in this now, guys. This is absolutely stacked up with the special features. A lot of this stuff was actually included in the other Blu-ray that came out a few years ago, but we're going to go through it nonetheless. Included is sax, lies, and videotape an interview with actress Blanca Marcelich, archival audio interview with director Lucio Fulci by Michelle Romagnoli. Now, this is an audio interview. It is subtitled. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, it's subtitled. He couldn't speak English. The Devil's Halsey, an interview with actor Brett Halsey. Wildflower, an interview with actress Corinne Cleary. Producing Honey, an interview with producer Vincenzo Salviani. The Devil's Sax, an interview with composer Claudio Natili. Stephen Thrower, author of Beyond Terror, the films of Lucio Fulci. On the Devil's Honey. Fulci's Honey, an audio essay by Troy Howarth, author of Splintered Visions, Lucio Fulci and his films. There's an alternate opening on here and a theatrical trailer. Severin Films, man, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people would say we may have a love-hate relationship with those guys. One thing that I can tell you, every one of their releases, the attention to detail put in it, the picture quality and everything is outstanding. The Devil's Honey is no exception. Tons of extra features on this. A very nice overall package. An entertaining movie. Although it's not your typical Fulci film. I had fun with this. This one comes out tomorrow in the UK. It is available now at the States. SeverinFilms.com. Check it out and be sure to check us out. We're over at DEADPIT.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
Okay.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last Out on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.